Not at all how the Washington Huskies wanted this night to go. It was Michigan's mostly from jump, but Yogi Roth, Ashley Adamson here. The confetti has fallen. Michigan is celebrating its 12th national championship after taking down the Washington Huskies. Yogs, it felt like early on this thing was going to get away from them. Credit to Washington, their defense in particular clamped down, but I think to me the biggest thing was Michael Penix Jr. and tip of the hat to the Wolverines defense. He was never comfortable tonight.
Yeah, no, they attacked Michael Penix Jr., and I think there's a lot of missed opportunities and self-inflicted penalties, whether it was multiple false starts. It was great after the game, right? Rome Odunze said, hey, that possible touchdown was my fault. Michael Penix says, no, it was my fault. You guys just seem to not be on the same page, where there's communication on the offensive front at times, especially in the first quarter, in the defensive front seven, where big explosive runs were had by Michigan. And then they never did what they've done all year, which is create explosive plays.
Yeah.
I mean, 89 explosives on the season coming in, Ash. Only one tonight, and it was in the second half.
Yeah, which is certainly not enough to get it done. And I think when you come this far, there's so much to be proud of. And I think, Kalen DeBoer's message to the team afterwards in the locker room was, you guys are legendary. You did something that no other team has been able to do, and you got us here, and it was amazing to watch this ride. And I think ultimately the emotion that you saw from him, we saw him share a hug with his wife and his two daughters after the game. And you just realize, these guys have poured every single ounce of themselves into this, and to come this close and not quite finish, you could see it, on their faces and in their bodies afterwards.
Yeah, this craft, it takes so much from you and also gives you so much. And when it doesn't go the way that you anticipated, Washington felt really up until about the 5-minute mark, they were going to win this ball game. Up until that holding penalty where they would have created an explosive play, it felt as though here they come. They had an opportunity, would eventually tie the football game, potentially, put a little more pressure on this Michigan offense that did not have a lot of success after the first quarter of this ball game. So yeah, it's painful. It's emotional for everyone, especially these players and these coaches that just give it everything. And to your point of Kalen DeBoer, we have to remember, he got here after a 4-8 season.
Yeah.
The wide receiving core, for the most part, was ready to hit in the portal. They met with him. They believed in him. And then Michael Penix Jr. came in. And then after last year's double-digit win season, they all decided to come on back again because, as they told us many times this week, job's not done. So to come up that short was absolutely heartbreaking. Again, we got to see the emotion on so many people's faces. And that also reminds us that you pour so much into it. It's supposed to hurt when it doesn't work out like you envisioned.
I remember what he said to us at Media Day, Kalen DeBoer, that this is a group of guys who is committed to leaving this program in a better place than how they found it. And I would say absolutely mission accomplished on that front. And Rome Odunze, he had an unbelievable bite afterwards. He talked about what it meant to him to be a part of this program, and that it was the best 3.5 years of his life, and he grew so much. And I think the thing that I am going to remember the most about this team, Yogi, because we've been around a lot of special teams in our career, is the closeness and the brotherhood. You talk about family a lot in football, but there was something really unique about this team and how tight-knit they were.
Yeah, I think when I think about this season at Washington, I think of all the players that went through so much adversity. It allowed them to get as tight as you referenced, whether it was Rome Odunze's punctured lung after the Arizona game, Jalen McMillan's knee all year, what Michael Penix Jr. has gone through, Edefuan Yolofoshio. There's so many guys.
Talk about Dylan Johnson playing with not even anything healthy tonight. That guy just, ooh.
Yeah, it's just a sign of a championship culture. Yeah. And veteran laden, but as Kalen DeBoer told us after the game, the foundation's set. And this thing's just getting warmed up. It's not like it's automatic every year, but Washington, as they move forward with Kalen DeBoer as the head coach, Ash, I don't see this thing slowing down. It's not going to be an automatic to the playoff every year in the expanded playoff, but I would be shocked if they don't continue to find themselves in that type of postseason.
Last thing I'll say before we sign off is that it has been such an unbelievable, huge gift to be able to follow this team and this season, and to extend the final Pac-12 season as we know it a few more weeks than maybe a lot of people anticipated. So thank you, Huskies, for taking us along for the ride.